Hey, what's up guys, it's ElasticSpyder here, and in today's video we are looking at some ranked gameplay, and in this replay we are going to be looking at some Kid, one of the better tier 8 destroyers, if not the best tier 8 destroyer for ranked and even random battles as well. Look, with me today, oddly enough, is Crafty. We did not plan this at all, but we did manage to get in the same ranked game, which again was not planned, but it is what it is. So in this video, I'm just gonna kind of go over what my thoughts are regarding how they've kind of structured this season of ranked. It's a little bit different than previous seasons, so the gameplay is a little bit more used for background, but I'll still make references to it here and there. So ranked this season. So besides the normal, I guess, annoyance that is ranked, this season I think is a little bit better than your typical season. Tier 8, I love seeing Tier 8 ranked, and I think Tier 8 ranked is actually the best Tier 4 ranked. I thought Tier 6 ranked was fun. It was competitive, but for the most part I thought it was there's too many, I guess, new players or people that I would consider new, so that aspect of it was a little bit, it wasn't as fun, but there wasn't a lot of OP premium ships down at tier 6, and it takes a lot more, I guess, skill, so to say, to kind of play some of those ships, and I think the balance in general at tier 6 is much easier to balance than, let's say, at tier 7 or tier 8, just because the jump from tier 5 to tier 6 usually isn't that big, and the jump from tier 6 to tier 7 again isn't that big. 6 to 8 is somewhat substantial, but then again, if you're looking at going from 8 to 9, again, pretty minor, but then 8 to 10, there's a much bigger difference there, and if you're in a tier 8 ship in a tier 10 battle, you will be, struggling if you were not in that situation. So but it is nice to see tier 8 ranked. There is, obviously, you get the annoyance that is a lot of good premiums like the Kid or even the Kutuzov. Atago is also another good premium ship, and then we can see two Turpitses over there on the enemy team. But I think overall I think it's good. Now, previous seasons you would have all of the ranks be one tier, and then once you reached rank 1, which was the highest ranked, you would go into this like super league, so to say, and that league would be usually a different tier, but it didn't have to be. But once you reached rank 1, you couldn't move anywhere. You couldn't go back any ranks, and you just played against other rank 1 opponents, and that was fine. Here I'm gonna make a mistake. I figured the Benson would be shooting or trying to shoot torps at my smoke, but I do potato a little bit here. I see the torpedo indicator and I kind of poop my pants. I should have reversed and turned to my left, and I probably could have avoided that in time. But of course, since I've got this heal and I'm playing the Kid, it does help quite a bit. But now that I know that his torpedoes are gone, and, well, he's out of the cap, I know he's not rushing me, for example, which would be somewhat scary. But nonetheless, I do get out of that situation relatively unscathed. So instead of that previous format that they had, where it was, until you reach rank 1, then you're not, you're just trying to gain ranks, you're not playing for something, I guess, more than ranks. In this round, though, it is a little bit different. So if you're just starting ranked and this is your first season, you'll start at rank 23, and you'll be playing tier 8 ships. You're gonna play tier 8 ships all the way up to, it looks like, rank 11. And if you've done, like, for example, last season I had rank. I managed to get rank 1, and then that means I get rank 13, I think, +1 star. So Yeah, so that's kind of how that's happening. Now from 10 till rank 2, you get to play tier 10 ships, and I've said this on other you know, I've said this on Stuntman's podcast. So if you've heard me there, I've said this. I think this is just a way to ease people into going to tier 10 ranked altogether. And my reasoning behind this is, if you look at World of Tanks, and I do make a lot of World of Tanks comparisons, they had a couple beta seasons where they tested out what tier ranked would be, and they have determined that it was tier 10 ranked. And Clan Wars, again, also tier 10 ranked, to my knowledge. So I think it's just a trial version, see how it goes, see how people like it. But I do think in following seasons, I would say we could expect some tier 10 ranked. Now here I use my I see that the Benson is smoking, and then right there I check to see what the concealment while firing in smoke is for the kid. It's relatively the same, if not the same, for the Benson, so I'm going to use that to my advantage there. I don't know how he's not spotted. He did just shoot at me, so I suppose I suppose he was outside of that 2.7 kilometer detection range, and right here I realized that, oh boy, there's a Kagero out, you know, in our spawn that's spotting me, so better pop my smoke. So here I'm just gonna kind of chill behind this rock or this ship for a second here. You know, there's no rush right now. But so yeah, from 10 to 2, it's gonna be tier 10 ranked, and I do like that. Tier 10, however, tier 10, I'm getting a little sick of it at the moment, between King of the Sea, Clan Wars, and now ranked as well. You know, I guess it can get a little old pretty quickly, especially with some of the meta at tier 10. I don't particularly find it too fun to play or amusing, but you know, that's my opinion, and you can have a different one. Maybe you love tier 10 ranked, but I do think splitting it up is kind of nice. It allows for different play styles, and it allows for not one single consistent like meta to hold. You kind of have to pick and choose how your ship fits in. Whereas with previous seasons, once you got to, you know, rank 10, then the meta was really consistent. You know, you bring a couple battleships and maybe a DD or two, and then a lot of radar cruisers. But with this, it's going to be very interesting. And the other thing too is carriers will I think have a great impact at tier 10. So the different, you know, previously in tier 8, had you, let's say, brought Hydro or something, or you didn't have a massively AA spec boat, that wouldn't be too big of a problem. However, at tier 10, if you don't have a AA spec boat, even if you have defensive fire, you can have things like the Midway with AP bombs and just completely obliterate things like Des Moines, Zao, Moskva, even Hindenburg too. The really only not effective target would be, I guess, with those AP bombs, would be the battleships and destroyers. Battleships to an extent, but you know, so that is completely different, and you know, I do like change from now and again. And then of course, once you reach tier the rank 1, then you go back to tier 7, which is just cancer. The cancer ranked was cancer tier 7 ranked was just that, cancer. So they've I'm not sure if this is different from previous seasons, but I'll kind of still go over it too. When you're in the 3rd league, which is, let's see, rank 23, it looks like it's only 1 star. Then ranks 22 to 16 is 2 stars. Then you move to the 2nd league, and then looks like 15 to 11 is 3 stars. So you need 3 stars to get to the next rank. Then League 1, that looks like it's 10 to 6, and then the Premier League, which is 5-2, you need 5. So it appears it has stayed the same. And then, of course, to get to rank 1, you just need that. Well, once you reach rank 1, you can't really lose a star, so I guess no point in going over that. Now, one thing I do also want to mention here is irrevocable ranks. They've kind of moved slightly. So right now we got 23 to 17, so 17's one, I guess, bracket. Then 15 is another irrevocable. And then 10, it used to be 12. It used to be 12, rank 12 was irrevocable, and now that they moved it to 10, I think it is a little bit easier now. Not nearly as frustrating. However, a lot of the problem still lies with the that 5 to 6 range, where people get to rank 5 and then they lose a game or two, and then they just keep losing and losing and losing. Maybe not to any fault of their own, but they end up going all the way back almost to 10, and I've heard that in many cases. So I think putting something in that like 5 to 6 area would actually be better, and I think having one at 12 and then at 5 or 6 would actually be a lot less stressful, but I don't know if that's going to be happening anytime soon. And of course, rank 1 is also irrevocable. So the season lasts 38 days, and so that gives you, it started yesterday, or I guess 2 days ago, if depending on when you're watching this video, but and then it runs until June 3rd, 10 p.m. Pacific time, so basically like 1 in the morning for our Eastern time people. So again, a little over a month. I'd probably say skip the first week if you could. I know it's kind of, I guess, hypocritical, not that I'm playing ranked here and I'm saying maybe you should skip the first week, but I think the reason you want to skip the first week or not play as much is a lot of the good players are playing right now, so not having to deal with a lot of those good players does, I guess, help out quite a bit. Especially, like, for example, the enemy team, I think, got a little bit lucky here because Crafty did end up dying quite early, but having 2 people in the same clan and then a few other good players on the same team, it can be very, very stressful, especially if you're on those boundaries to getting to the next rank. But you're gonna see me fail a little bit here. Kakar's actually outmaneuvering me, but or outmaneuvering my shells. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm kind of excited for ranked this season, which is a bit odd, but let's move on to the post-battle results. So as I was saying, I think this weekend or this ranked season will be quite fun. I'm kind of looking forward to it after a lot of clan battles, but again, tier 10 is going to be, we're gonna see how it goes. Looking at this replay, not the best damage in the world, but 56,000, not too bad. Had I maybe not taken that torp, I could have been a little bit more aggressive on their battleships, but I think my play overall was the right one. 1 enemy ship killed, and then 2 solo base caps and 2 assisted base captures. So pretty good game, and that actually does reflect quite heavily in the team score. 2196 base XP, and this was my first ranked game. That's why I don't have a ranked, but have a rank, but now I do. So pretty good game overall. Teams were moderately close, I would say, but yeah, you can look at this, nothing too special, and then it's a premium ship, got premium time, so get a lot of credits and XP. So I hope you guys enjoyed this relatively short and hopefully informative video. If you do like it and want to see maybe some more ranked gameplay, leave us a like and comment down below. If you don't want to see any ranked gameplay and you thought that this commentary was horrible, leave a dislike. That is also fine. Please tell us why you thought so down in the comment section below. Without further ado, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys later.